Okay, welcome back, everybody. Please click on Follow Presenter, and let's move on to annotating your workspace. So we've seen some annotation already. We did it in day one. Um, I'm a big fan of editing the transformer name to something brief, describing what it does, and then adding an annotation using the keyboard shortcut, Control K for comment, to indicate why this is important. This is not the greatest comment. Calculate area of park features. I mean, it's telling me that this is calculating the area of park features, but I would probably do area calculator parks or something like that to indicate that this is calculating the area of parks. And then in the comment, indicate why that is necessary to do. You don't have to comment as much as we see here. This is a bit much. But when reviewing your workspace, everything should be understandable at a glance. So if you look at something and it's not understandable at a glance, maybe add some comments. You can style the comments. This is if you have particular types of annotation you want to put in there. So you can do that. There is another type of annotation called summary annotation. Summary annotation was initially created because people were printing out their workspaces on one of those giant plotters and using that as part of their documentation. When you're printing out the canvas, you can't see some of the settings. There's various parameters for readers, writers, feature types, and transformers that you just can't see. So the summary annotation was created so that you can print out your workspace and see the parameters of everything in it. I find that the summary annotation can still be useful for some types of transformers. In this case, an area calculator, you can quickly expose that. So now you can see what attribute is coming out, but also the multiplier as well. The area calculator calculates the area in the units of your coordinate system. You then apply a multiplier to convert it from something like meters into feet. Now, the summary annotation, this is updated automatically. This is basically a live connection to your parameters. If I change a parameter in here, it'll change the value in the summary annotation. You cannot edit the summary annotation. If it's giving you too much information, there's no way of paring it down. Well, there is kind of one way of paring it down. You can right click on your summary annotation and you can convert it into normal annotation, which you can then edit. Just keep in mind that this is now disconnected from the parameters in the transformer or feature type. It is just normal annotation at that point. So you can use this basically as a template. So which annotation type should you use? Depends on what you're doing. Um, for the most part, I use the normal annotation. I'll just bring in the other annotation if, maybe I just want to quickly see what's in there. And I want to keep track of that. Again, keeping in mind, is this workspace understandable at a glance? If quickly seeing what the parameters are would be helpful, I'll use summary annotation. If I need an explanation, I'll use normal annotation. Okay, so that is annotate your workspaces. I'll give you guys 10 minutes to work through that. So review, annotate your workspaces, and we'll continue at, I think maybe I'll add the 5-minute break because that'll be 10:56. So we'll continue at 11. I'll give you a bit of a break on top of that. 11, let's give it 11:05. Oh, that's weird. Sorry, Joanne. I just noticed that right now. That looks like an old view. Yeah, I would try the refresh. I think everybody else was seeing. Yeah, right now you should only be seeing the slides. So we'll revisit that at 11:05.